I'm Steve Taubman, or as most of you know me, Dr. Steve, and I am one of the leaders of the Ask a Leader summer campaign for Networking Times. I'm going to answer a question for Kerry in British Columbia, Canada. Now, Kerry writes, I'm very keen to grow my business, and I've reached out to business owners a few times with the intention of asking them to take a look at my opportunity. In the middle of my voicemail message, I've had a panic attack. I couldn't breathe or speak properly. When I say blindsided, I truly mean blindsided because I had no hint that I would panic as I was dialing their number. I want to break through, but my mind and body are conspiring to interfere. I would love your advice on how you would handle anxiety at that level. Drugs, Kerry, drugs. Kidding. First, thanks for your courage, Kerry, in expressing your dilemma so honestly. Believe me, you're not alone. I hear this exact same challenge over and over again among new and often even experienced network marketers. And for everyone, it's a painful and a frustrating place to be. What you want, what you desire, even what you have seen to be possible, seems to be so close and at the same time a million miles away. You're ready, you're even eager to take action, but then along comes that wave of anxiety to knock you over and keep you from reaching your dreams. And as you said, it blindsides you. You start moving toward your goals, and then suddenly you're stuck. All the desire in the world won't get you through this intense anxiety, and once again, you give up feeling defeated, frustrated, and confused, and your life stays the same. Very painful. It reminds me of the story I tell in my book on hypnosis about the guy I've hypnotized to believe that he hates my show and wants to leave. But there's an invisible wall 3 feet in front of him. And so no matter what he does, he can't leave the stage because he keeps hitting the wall. Now in his case, we know that the problem is that he's hypnotized. But what about you, Kerry, and what about the rest of us? Well, it turns out to be the exact same thing. We are all, despite the greatness that resides within us, plagued by having been hypnotized into limitations that only exist in our own minds. We've all been programmed in various ways throughout our lives. And if we could only break through that programming, our lives would be immeasurably better. The good news is that there's hope. You can absolutely break through this and create the life you've been imagining. Now, before I give you the steps to do that, let's go a little deeper into what's happening and why it seems so powerful and so unavoidable. You've probably heard of the subconscious mind. While we think and interact with the world using our conscious minds, the subconscious is a vast area of our minds that exists below our conscious awareness. When I say vast, the subconscious is hundreds of times more powerful than our conscious mind. And the subconscious is the seat of our beliefs, our imagination, and our emotions. That's where our self-image live. That's where our underlying programs are running, defining for us who we think we are and what we think we deserve. Whenever the subconscious and conscious come into conflict, the subconscious almost always wins. So for a large part of our lives, we're existing safely inside our comfort zone where our outer behaviors and our thoughts don't conflict with the subconscious programs. But when we choose to grow and change, suddenly our outer behaviors are in conflict with our subconscious beliefs. At those times, we lack what's called congruity or inner agreement. And the way we know that is that we feel tremendous pain and anxiety, like there's a fight going on inside of us. Whenever that happens, there are 4 possible solutions. 2 are helpful and 2 aren't. And you're going to probably notice as I describe these solutions that you, like most of us, only go back and forth between the 2 unhelpful solutions, never getting near the ones that work. So the first unhelpful solution is to stop doing the things that your subconscious rejects, like improving yourself. Just go back to the way you was, and you'll stop suffering. A lot of people choose that path. The second way is to just work harder, punishing yourself for your emotions. This leads to emotional exhaustion or just being phony and out of touch with your true feelings. Now, if you're like most people, you've gone back and forth between these 2 and you're still suffering. Now, instead, let's look at the 2 functional responses. The first is to learn how to communicate with your subconscious so you can change the programs and remove the interference to your behavior, which typically happens through what we call self-hypnosis techniques. The other is to elevate your consciousness to give you more insight into the workings of your subconscious so you can escape its domination over you, to become merely the witness to those inner voices rather than their victim. And that's the domain of meditation. Now, Kerry, I can't decide for you which of these choices is best for you. You may decide to give up in order to alleviate your pain or press on in spite of your pain, although I hope for your sake and the sake of your family and community you don't choose those paths. Instead, Kerry, I recommend that you learn how to uncover and reprogram the underlying beliefs that are holding you back. What you'll experience is freedom, the ability to choose your destiny and not be dominated by your emotions. Those who make those choices are the people who we look up to. They're the leaders. They're the ones that we are inspired by. But Kerry, continuing to do what you're doing or hoping that increased effort will get you there is not a viable choice. You have to make a decision to address the subconscious dilemma. Because as you've probably heard, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. What's the solution? Well, first you need to have a basic mindfulness meditation practice that will not only increase your self-awareness, but also your self-acceptance. It does no good to be aware of your limitations if all you're going to do is use them to beat yourself up. In fact, that's the subconscious mind's greatest trick, to make you feel bad and then make you feel bad about feeling bad. So you need to develop wisdom that can only come from practices that give you perspective and the ability to withstand the onslaught of your subconscious resistance. Just 15 or 20 minutes a day can completely change your life. Second, you need to reprogram your mind for success. You need to use techniques that remove the invisible barriers that confront you now. Things like anxiety, low self-esteem, and the belief that you're bothering people when you offer them an opportunity, and replace them with positive messages at the deepest level of your subconscious. This, too, can be done in a matter of minutes a day. Now, once you've done these things, you're going to find that those feelings that have been blindsiding you are either completely gone or are both observable and manageable. You see, once you can hear what your subconscious is saying, you won't be so quick to believe it, which is why one of my favorite quotes is, "Don't believe everything you think." If you're interested in pursuing subconscious brain training processes, I've actually created a couple of products that will make this a lot easier for you. One is called Procrastination Annihilation, a 6-week home study course with a subconscious component. And the other is called Unhypnosis for Network Marketers, which is an audio program you'll listen to daily for 21 days to reprogram your mind for success. Together they guide you through the steps I've explained, and both are available through Networking Times store. And if you invest in the Procrastination Annihilation course, you'll get the other one as a free bonus. Now, regardless of how you choose to address your subconscious, remember, you must deal with that resistance, or you will forever be fighting a battle inside yourself that will exhaust you, frustrate you, and perhaps even make you bitter and pessimistic. Once you begin to free yourself from your subconscious resistance, you're going to start to see very rapid changes in your business. But much more importantly, you'll see powerful changes in yourself. You'll feel more optimistic, upbeat, and happy. You'll be more magnetic, and you'll start to see the successes coming your way. And when that day comes, I want you to write and tell us all about it. If I could be of any further assistance, Kerry, please don't hesitate to write or contact me, and stay tuned for other useful tips from me and other mentors here at Networking Times. This is Dr. Steve for Networking Times Ask a Leader Summer Campaign, thanking you for your question, Kerry, and thanking all of you